they are gonna release a new Final Fantasy VII, and they start with the trailer. Everyone was going nuts and thinking that they were going to make it to do the remake after all, and then they announced the 1080p version for the PlayStation 4 of Final Fantasy VII.
Are you telling me that this was considered big news?
Yeah.
For a moment?
Yeah. And you know what? That was even the big announcement from Square last year, not last year, but previous year.
Jeez, you're telling me that this was a big announcement from Square? Like they were proud of announcing that they were like releasing a 17 years old game?
1080p again to take your money.
Square Enix, what have you become?
With that said, okay, people were so pissed off after that briefing that they were like,
they had no choice to make that game.
Yeah, no one. You know what? I think they had a plan, but when this happened, they was just like, okay, now we don't have a choice. It's like, I think if they fell with that one, I think Square Enix won't survive. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, what I'm seeing is that seeing that the remake of Final Fantasy VII is being made is proof that they are in hot water. Yeah. They wouldn't have done it because it's a freaking suicide mission.
Exactly. My point exactly. And that, with that in mind, if they fail to revive the franchise or to revive the franchise in a sort of way, because we were talking about 13. 13 is okay. Sorry for you guys at home that might have liked 13, but it was pure shit. And by pure shit, I mean fucking crap. Okay? It was the worst Final Fantasy ever made.
And we agree on that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's even worse than Final Fantasy VIII, you guys.
And it's even worse than Final Fantasy XIV, which is an MMO that nobody cares.
Yeah, I haven't even played. I jumped off the bandwagon a long time ago.
And I think it was even worse than Final Fantasy XI.
Ooh.
Which was another MMO that nobody remembered.
Yeah.
So, that said, I think now, if they do that remake and people are all disappointed and it sucks and everything sucks, I think they're done for.
Well,
at least with the Final Fantasy.
It would just show that they don't know how to make a good Final Fantasy anymore.
Yeah.
It would just be a testament for that, because the source material is good. I know the story is a bit wonky and over-dramatic, but the combat system, it was simple but it worked. The material system, I feel, is it's the best magic system and customization system in the series. People really enjoy like Final Fantasy V, but I enjoy that.
I agree with you. It is by far one of the best, if it's not the best Final Fantasy for everything, like the story, the characters, the fight system, the material system, the living build system.
Yeah.
Awesome. Everything is good in the game. Okay, that's it. That's the point. They don't have the right to fail that one. If they do, they're doomed.
Well, yeah, but when you say they don't have the right to do it, it won't stop them from failing.
So you're not convinced that they're gonna fail?
Well, yeah, because they failed on Final Fantasy 13, and I feel what I saw in the little that I saw in the gameplay trailer, it felt like they were reusing Final Fantasy 15's battle system and just putting Final Fantasy 7 skin over it. And
in fact, from what I saw, it remembers me of Crisis Core more than Final Fantasy 15.
Well, I haven't played the demo of 15, but I kind of saw videos of it, so...
Have you played Crisis Core?
No, I haven't played it.
Yeah, the battle system was not as good as Final Fantasy 7. In fact, it was not as good as... any good RPG. It was more action-like. Yeah, more in the ways of 15. But still, it was cool. And I think that where they are going, if they do it well, the game could still be great. And those environments, it could be so awesome to just wander in the streets of Midgar, fighting people in there. That awesome view of everything.
Just a second, I just want to read this line. ... snore ... Hey baby, hey baby. ... snore ... Don't act so damn big, Barrett. ... snooze ... End of quotation.
Wow.
For me...
Okay, about that story.
What I feel about the story, that the whole story is great, but the actual dialogue line, they suck. They like, I'm seeing star, this sucks, I hate the dark. Nobody would ever say that, and if you had voiceover over that, it would sound totally goofy.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing with the old time RPGs, because there was kind of sentences like that doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah. And if you were to remake this game, I feel you would have to rewrite the dialogues in order to make them feel less goofy.
Yeah, I think that's what they are doing.
And I think that they are gonna fail on 2 points, because first, I like these dialogues because they are quick. They don't just are cumbersome and just plodding on and on and on, and you don't have to listen to voiceover, and if you skip them, you won't have this like never expect you just.
And you know what?
And I hate having that feeling of just cutting people off.
It ain't gonna happen, because this will be a cut. This will be a cutscene.
And I don't want to have cutscene of just characters talking to each other in a train with nothing happening.
Man, seriously?
Yes!
Are you kidding me? We're talking about Final Fantasy. We're talking about Square. Man, if there is something that were good in Final Fantasy 13, it was the cinematics.
What? Like Vanny crying in the rain? That was good?
No.
The cutscene that were good were the one with like the big summon, or I don't even remember the name. And the cutscene that were good in this game were the action scenes where they used like real CG graphics. And they were fun because everybody was shutting up, and it was all action, it was all gravy, all bonbon, all just
Do you remember
food for the eye.
Do you remember the first cinematic, the intro sequence?
Like this one. Action.
Yeah.
Action.
Do you remember?
Well, it's not action, but it's like a big cinematic view to just make you feel the world better, not just 2 characters talking in a little room.
And it won't happen. They won't
happen? You just told me that they were rewriting the dialogue into a cutscene.
Yeah.
So you're gonna tell me it's gonna happen, and then you're telling me it's not gonna happen?
What I'm telling you is that it won't last for 30 minutes into that train while 2 people are talking. They're gonna do this fast.
I feel it's gonna be the opposite. They are gonna like flesh out those dialogues so they won't sound as corny. So it's gonna add more lines, and then you have to hear like the voiceover. And then it was the second point I was going to go. Since Final Fantasy X, where they just introduced voiceover, I feel it's corny.
I think we have to bring back that thing we talked about last week, I think. No, that was not last week. It was the week before that, because we were playing.
Speed?
Yeah, about the live actors and the custom, like those voice acting and those cinematics.
Okay.
Do you really think they can afford to remake that fucking huge game? Redo the entire gameplay mechanic system? Redo the entire fucking world, and on top of that, redo like 10,000s of line of voice actors?
Well, that is not my problem because they are the ones just trying to remake that game. If they don't have the resources, they just don't have to make it.
My point is...
What is your point?
My point is, it won't happen.
What is gonna happen?
They will do quick cinematic instead of having you talk in a train like with that guy for 10 minutes pressing X after each line. It will be a quick cinematic into a train. And yeah, and you know what? You know why they are gonna do that? Because they want to release a first up. Oh, did you know that they are going to do it on many parts?
Yeah, and I just feel more ripped off than ever.
Papa! No, it's not my dad. And you know why they're doing that?
I didn't bother to read on Facebook because I didn't want it to give the gratification of me just clicking on their clickbait, but tell me.
They didn't tell anyone, and that will be my impression on this. They have to do this because they don't want to release the game in 15 years. They want to release a part of the game in like 2 or 3 years, and then they want to release something of good quality. So they cannot do the entire game quickly. All right? We're okay on that?
Well, yes and no, because you kind of have to design the whole system first, and then you're gonna do the chapter of it.
Do you really think that after the gameplay trailer that we saw, that the gameplay mechanics and all that stuff is not already done since last year?
I don't know, man. I really, honestly don't know.
They've done a gameplay trailer. It has been tried and proved from a long time. From a fucking long time.
I love the way Klaus sits in this scene. He just jumps on the table and just crosses his leg in the most what was like this Scottish accent right there. In the most goalie accent.
Yeah. Kinda sucks. Right.
So for all those who thought like just take this exact same game and make more animation and graphics and like backgrounds, would you like to have your realistic Cloud just jump on the table and sit in this exact same stance, or?
And believe me, this is a Japanese game, it will happen.
What?
It will jump on that table in that exact position and it will stay there for a long time. The only one that can do that kind of thing.
How come? I don't feel like it. I don't drink. What? I just don't feel like drinking.
Drink and shut up.
Nah, I don't drink. Are you feeling alright? You don't drink. Yeah. I look a little tired, I guess. Yeah. Because Aerith is my baby. But
punching the bag.
For me, the reason why they're releasing the game in more than one part is just they're pulling some kind of legacy of the Void thing. It was too much of a game to do it in one part, like you said.
Exactly.
So I just feel kind of ripped off. Like instead of paying for once for a game, you pay like 2-3 times for this. Just because you want to get to the end of a story, which you already know, by the way.
I don't mind paying for it if it's really well done.
Yeah, if it's good.
And they release like parts of, I don't know, like 15 to 20 hours. I don't mind paying for that. I don't mind paying like a single game, because anyway, these days the game we have are like $80 and they last for like 3 to 5 hours.
Well, you're kind of stretching, but I get your point.
You saw what happened with Battlefront? We played like 3 hours and we were done with the entire story.
Well, it's more of a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Alright, it's not a good example, but still.
But yeah, I feel that in this game because there is a lot going on in this game.